Hello, everyone. I just kind of wanted to come here and video cast a little bit on this European Super League information that is coming out. That is all falling apart. It's all going down. I've thoroughly enjoyed Twitter the last 3 days, and honestly, the last 3 days have just been a boon for MLS and Liga MX, who are still in a position to move forward with their plans, but Europe's attempt to stymie that and become something that they're not is going to fall by the wayside. It looks like with Chelsea and Man City pulling out today. Now, this thing will never be over. Now that it's begun, it will never be over. It's all a matter of delaying it as long as you can because it in 5 years they're going to try again and they're going to see the weak points that happen this time and they're going to shear that up. If that doesn't work, they're going to try 5 years after that. That's the way all of this works. Every government that has come up against capitalism and failed has failed because of this, because in the end, greed will always win. Now, I'm not saying it's right or it's wrong or anything like that. I'm just saying it's going to happen. Eventually, a European Super League is going to happen because you're in a position to where it has begun. It's like staying together for the kids now. You have 6 out of 20, and those six are always there. They're always going to be have a voting share, and the other 14 are going to be jealous because they didn't get invited, and it's going to be staying together for the kids. And how often does that work? Eventually, you have to do what you've set your mind to do, and that will be going off to the European Super League. Now, whether that if that's in 2026 or 2031 or 2036, who knows what delaying tactics will happen. But that is honestly on the table at the moment. So I did not appreciate while this was going down, everybody with the horrible takes about trying to make America the villain at the moment because I guess Liverpool and Man U have American ownership. No, this is a corporate thing, and this is just no different than the Sheik in Man City, Roman Abramovich at Chelsea. It's all the same thing. It's a corporate entity. It's seeing everything as a spreadsheet. You have more fans outside of England than you do inside of England. So now they're going to get catered to more than the inside fans. Now you have a vocal minority at the moment that caused all kind of uproar about this, but you can still see why this would happen. This is going to be a nameless, soulless corporation that will eventually pull the trigger on this. And hey, America's involvement is like NASL 1.0. That's what got all of this started. With the New York Cosmos back in the day with Pele and Giorgio Canaglia and all those guys. Now, that raised the salaries in the European game. In turn, it raised the level needed to have an ownership group. So that went up. And those owners eventually broke off to the Premier League because they wanted a little bit better investment, a little bit better terms for them. This is the logical next step. Now that these owners are large, soulless corporations, this is the next step, and that is guaranteed money, risk aversion, and you can be absolutely wealthy. Now that it's been delayed and everything, Liga MX and MLS will press forward for their idea, which is basically after the next World Cup, I believe, forming into a American League, National League type setup where it's basically 2 countries or 3 countries, one league. You're going to have a North American Super League. Of course, you'll have a situation where there's more teams involved, and Superliga already exists, and there's already a relationship with the Campeones Cup. But you know exactly what I'm talking about. This is going to become more intertwined, and Liga MX and MLS are going to go down the same road, and that is what the European Super League is trying to stave off. Once all those teams and all those rights start being combined, it's a problem for the European Super League because now all of a sudden the buying power of the Liga MX clubs and the MLS clubs will be higher than even what the super clubs are overseas. I know it's hard to see now, but you just have to look down the road. But anyway, I just wanted to vlog about that for a second and talk about what was going on and where we go from here and realistically what this looks like, because there's so many people that are going to take today as some kind of a victory, and they're going to take a victory lap because they're looking at it through the romantic eyes. The romantic eyes of football, much the same way that we would look at baseball. And much in the same way that any changes that happened that would go down. So in football or soccer over in England, they're going to look at it and take a victory lap at the moment. But this has just started, and their ultimate competition that they see coming down the pipe, and it scares them, is a combination of Liga MX and MLS. I know you can't see it now. I know the level of play on the field doesn't match up, but it's there. If you look long range at where this is going and of trajectories. So it'll be interesting to see. So, all right, I'm Stephen Willis, and this has just been a videocast talking about the European Super League and what all it means going forward.